My dear brothers and sisters, I would like to tell you the case of a lady who was seeking the gift of a child, did not have a child for many years. And one fine day, this lady, when she went to sleep at night, suddenly she gets a dream. She sees Mother Mary with a child, placing the child on her lap. And she got up, and then she ignored it as a dream, and she went to sleep again. And again she got the same vision, Mother Mary placing a child on her lap. And this lady, when she woke up, she realized there was something there. She told her husband, I think the Lord is blessing us with a child. The husband just listened. For so many years they had been trying. Nothing had happened. But the Lord worked. And as that lady had said, she got pregnant. And they got a beautiful baby girl. My dear brothers and sisters, every parent's joy is in their children. We know how much of trouble it takes for a parent, for parents to bring their child to birth. When children are small, so much of trouble that parents take, and every parent's joy is in their children. A mother's joy is in her child. The mother brings forth the baby, and the mother does anything for that child. She's willing to do anything. She's willing to go to any extent for the sake of that child. My dear friends, the Lord has given each one of us two mothers. An earthly mother who brings us into this world, and a heavenly mother who takes us to heaven. Earthly mother who brings us into this world, and a heavenly mother who takes us to heaven. And our heavenly mother, Mary, is such a gift to each one of us, a loving gift from Jesus. And Mother Mary is always concerned about her children. Every time she appears and she shows her concern towards her children. And we see her in today's gospel showing concern towards Jesus. That is why when Jesus was teaching the crowds, Mother Mary, together with the other family members, the cousins of Jesus and other family members, they come to Jesus. And someone tells Jesus, your mother and your brothers and sisters, they are waiting outside. They have come looking out for you. And Jesus takes this as an opportunity to tell them, who are my mother? Who are my brothers? Whoever does the will of my Father is my brother, my sister, my mother. In a way, Jesus is lauding Mother Mary, praising Mother Mary because she did the will of God at all times. She showed concern to Jesus. She thought about him. That was why she came to inquire about him. My dear friends, mothers and fathers inquire about their children. The child has grown, but the parent is always thinking about the child. There was recently another lady who I met, and she invited me over to her place. And she told me that she had lost her husband some years back. And then I asked about her children. She said that she has got 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. And she told me, Father, please pray for my youngest son. He's not going to church. He has lost faith in God. And I assured her of my prayers. She took me into her house, and I could see the sofas and the chairs. They were all covered with bed sheets. I could understand she was living all alone because of the dust. She had covered all that all by herself. She was there. And she told me, Father, I think about my children. I speak to them when I get a chance over the phone, and I pray for them. I think about them. What must my children be doing right now? My dear friends, that's a parent's concern for the child. And this was Mother Mary's concern for Jesus. And Jesus takes this opportunity to point out to Mother Mary as someone who did the will of God. My dear friends, Mother Mary always did the will of God. Saint Anthony always did the will of God. And today we remember another saint who did the will of God. Who was he? Saint Thomas Aquinas. Such a lovely saint that we remember today, my dear friends. Saint Thomas Aquinas was blessed by the Lord with so much of intelligence. And he had opportunities to become a great learned man. University he could have gone to, but he chose to follow Jesus in the Dominican order. And as he was in a Dominican seminary, he was doing his studies. He was a very quiet person, huge in size, but very quiet. And that is why his other companions, they teased him. They called him a dumb ox. because he was huge and he was a person of few words, very quiet. So dumb ox. And one day the professor, Father Albertus, who is a Dominican priest, he tells the companions, you're teasing him that he's a dumb ox. One day his bellowing will be heard all over the world. One day his bellowing will be heard all over the world. And we see that really came true, my dear friends. Saint Thomas Aquinas was blessed with intelligence and he went all out for Jesus. His bellowing was heard all over the world because he wrote and wrote. He was not a very eloquent person, but God had given him the gift of writing. And he has written so many volumes after volumes of Summa Theologica. That is the theology that even today we refer to, that we have to learn in seminary. My dear friends, Saint Thomas Aquinas was mad in love with the Eucharist. That is why he composed beautiful poems and hymns in honor of the Holy Eucharist. The hymn that we sing for adoration, Let Us Bow in Adoration, we sang that hymn. That is his composition. Like that, so many other compositions he has written. He has written so many works, so much of theology. And my dear friends, in spite of all this intelligence, he was a very humble person. He always did the will of God. And towards the end of his life, one day as he was celebrating Mass, Jesus appears to him. After the Mass, Jesus appears to him. And Jesus tells him, Thomas, you have written about me all through your life. What do you want me to do for you? Ask any favor that you would like from me. And Thomas Aquinas tells him, Lord, I want nothing except you. Lord, I don't want anything. I only want you. That should be our attitude, my dear friends. We have everything in our lives, but what you need the most is you and I. We need Jesus. Nothing but you, my Lord. That was what St. Thomas said. That is what you and I have to say today. Let us become closer followers of Jesus. Let us grow in holiness. Let us come close to him each day. Let us follow the footsteps of Saint Anthony of Padua and Saint Thomas Aquinas and Mother Mary. For this grace, let us pray during this Holy Eucharist.